Hello everyone, this is Shanti Shirsak from Information Technology Department. In this session we learn the next concept in activity and multimedia with databases, which is chapter number 5. Audio capture. Android has a built-in microphones through which you can capture the audio and store it or play it in your phone. There are many ways to do that, but the most common way is through the media recorder class. Android provides the media recorder class to record audio or video. In order to use the media recorder class, you will first create an instance of media recorder class, that is object of that class. That is media recorder. My audio recorder, this is the object of media recorder class using new keyword, that is new media recorder. Now we will set the source, output and encoding format and output files, that is my audio recorder dot set audio source, that is mic, my audio recorder that set output format, that is output format dot 3gpp, then my audio recorder dot set audio encoder, that is dot amrnb, and audio recorder that set output, that is output file. After specifying the audio source and format its output file, we can then call the two basic method prepare and to start recording the audio, that is my audio recorder dot prepare method and my audio recorder dot start method. These are the methods, that is set audio source, that specifies the source of the audio to be recorded, that is mic. Set video source, this method specifies the source of the video to be recorded. Then set output format, this specifies the audio format in which audio to be stored. Then audio encoder, this method specifies audio encoder to be used. Then set output file, this method configure the path to the file into which the recorded audio file is to be stored. Then stop, this method stop the recording process and release. This method should be called when the recorder instance is needed. Next is the camera. Android provides the full access to the device camera hardware, so you can use a wide range of camera or vision-based app. Or if you just need a way for the user to capture a photo, you can simply request an existing camera app to capture a photo and return it to you. In Android, we can use the following two facilities for working with camera: by using existing camera application, otherwise by using the camera application programming interface. Using camera application, we can capture the picture without using the instance of camera class. Here we will use the intent action type of media store dot action image capture to launch an existing camera application on your phone. In Android, Media Store is a type of database which stores the picture and video in Android. That is intent, camera intent is equal to new intent. Inside that Media Store, that is action image capture. And another way is using camera by using camera API. This is used for controlling the device cameras. It can be used to take the picture when you build a camera application, not a existing application. Camera API works in following condition or ways. Camera manager, it is used to get all the camera available in the device, like front, back camera, each having the camera ID. Then camera device, you can get it from the camera manager class by its ID. Then camera capture request, you can create a capture request from camera device to capture the image. Then camera capture session, to get capture request from camera device and create a camera capture session. Camera capture session dot capture callback, this is going to provide the capture session result. Camera permission declaration in manifest. First you should declare the camera requirement in your manifest file if the camera is compulsory for your application and you don't want your application to be installed on a device that does not support the camera. Before you start the development on your application, you have to make sure that your manifest has appropriate declaration in it and it will allow you to use the camera feature in your application. Type the write down this code inside the Android manifest file, that is use the permission, okay, uses permission name android.permission.camera. Next is the Bluetooth. Android platform includes support for the Bluetooth network stack, which allows the device to wirelessly exchange the data with other Bluetooth device. The application framework provides the access to the Bluetooth functionality through the Android Bluetooth APIs. These APIs let application wirelessly connected to the other Bluetooth device, that enabling the point-to-point and multi-point wireless features. Using the Bluetooth APIs, an Android application can perform the following tasks, that is scan for other Bluetooth devices, query for the local Bluetooth adapter for paired Bluetooth devices, establish the RF COM channels, connect to other devices through the service discovery, transfer data to and from the other device, manage multiple Bluetooth connection. Set the permission in manifest file. Uses permission Android name Android permission.bluetooth and Android permission Bluetooth admin. If your app target Android 9 or lower, you can declare access course location instead. Okay, use permission Android name and access courses or access file location inside the manifest file. Then set up the Bluetooth. Before your application can communicate over the Bluetooth, you need to verify that Bluetooth is supported on the device, and if yes, then ensure that it is enabled. If the Bluetooth is not supported, then you should aggressively disable any Bluetooth features. If Bluetooth is supported but disabled, then you can request that the user enables the Bluetooth without leaving your application. And this setup is accomplished in two ways, that is using the Bluetooth adapter. Get the Bluetooth adapter, which is required for any and all the Bluetooth activity. To get the Bluetooth adapter, call the static get default adapter method. This returns the Bluetooth adapter that represents the device own Bluetooth adapter. There's the one Bluetooth adapter for entire system, and your application can interact with the using this object. It gets default adapter and returns the null. Then the device doesn't support the Bluetooth. Okay, this is the Bluetooth class having Bluetooth adapter object and Bluetooth adapter dot get default adapter. If it is null, device doesn't support the Bluetooth process. Okay, enable the Bluetooth. Next, you need to ensure that Bluetooth is enabled. Call is enabled to check whether the Bluetooth is currently enabled or not. If this method returns false, then Bluetooth is disabled. To request that Bluetooth be enabled, call start activity for result, passing in an action request enable intent action. This call issues a request to enable the Bluetooth through the system setting without stopping your application. Okay, this is the Java code. If not Bluetooth adapter is enabled, means your Bluetooth adapter is disabled. Intent, enable intent is equal to new intent, means make it visible, that is Bluetooth adapter dot action request enable, and then start the activity for result, that is enable Bluetooth intent and request enable Bluetooth, that is request underscore enable underscore BT. These are the some methods for एक्टिवेशन और एनेबलिंग द ब्लूटूथ, दैट इज एनेबल इज एनेबल्ड, अगर एनेबल है तो ठीक है, ट्रू अदरवाइज फॉल्स. देन डिसेबल, दिस मेथड डिसेबल्स द एडाप्टर. देन गेट नेम, देन सेट नेम which returns the name. Then set means if you want to change the name of the Bluetooth. Then get state, start discovery, that is discover the process of Bluetooth for 120 seconds. Next is a animation. Topic is animation. Animation can add an visual cause that notifies the users about what's going on your app. They are especially useful when the user interface changes the state, such as when new content loads or new actions become available. Animations also add a polished look to your app, which gives it a higher quality look and feel. Android includes the different animation APIs depending on what type of animation you want. So this page provides an overview of the different ways you can add a motion to your user interface. Android provides the large number of classes and interfaces for the animation development. Most of the classes and interfaces are given in Android.animation package. Android animation enables you to change the object property and behavior at runtime. There are various ways to do animation in Android. The animation drawable class provides methods to start and end the animation. Even you can use time-based animation. Tween animation takes some parameters such as start value, end value, size, time duration, rotation angle, etc. and perform the required animation on that object. It can be applied to any type of object. So in order to use this, Android has provided us a class called animation. In order to perform animation in Android, we are going to call a static function, that is load animation of the class animation utils. We are going to receive the result in an instance of animation object, that is class animation object animation is equal to animation utils dot load animation, that is get application context, or r dot, that is resource dot animation dot my animation. Okay, this is the second parameter, that r dot animation dot my animation. It is the name of our animation dot animation XML file. You have to create a new folder called anim under resource directory and make an XML file under this anim folder. Some methods in animation class, that is start, then set duration for how many times you want to create the animation, then get duration, then end your animation and cancel. Thank you guys. Remaining part we will discuss in our next session.